Alrighty, everybody. So, I was not able to make a video about all this yesterday because I was slightly busy, I guess you could say. But we're gonna make a video today. We're gonna go through the news first, celebration details and all that, and then if you want to stick around towards the end of the video, I'll give my opinion on all these characters because I did not do that yesterday. But nonetheless, go ahead and jump in because it's gonna be a pretty long video. So first things first, with the Tanabata celebration, we will be getting these tickets right here. These tickets you'll be able to use on the Tanabata banner itself, which we'll look at here in just a second. These are always nice to have. They're completely free, and someone out there will pull UI Goku or some other character with it. If we go look at the asset right here, so yeah, so one ticket you can pull it. Gotcha. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and go take a look now at the celebration details. Yeah, turn on the translator. Translate. Boom. Alright, cool. Get up to 117 Dragon Stones, login bonuses and missions. Tanabata Dokkan Festival starts 7/7. 77-hour limited time. So for the first 77 hours, every 3 summons you get 1 free. That's always how it is. We're getting Paranga. We're getting the free character exchange. I really hope they update this because every year it's like really outdated and it's kind of not fun. Opening theme song from Super will play on the home screen. Yeah, Limit Break Survivor. So I gotta make sure I mute that when I record videos, otherwise it'll get copyrighted. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. So this is the missions. These are the items I was talking about that I really hope they update the character selection for. Tanabata tickets, we just looked at that. Paranga is always nice. Probably gonna be 3 sets of these. This is the banner that's coming out tonight at like 11 my time. It's gonna be the new UI Goku and Dispo. And then the actual Tanabata banner, which comes out 7/7. So this is a banner that you'll be able to use the tickets on. And this banner is gonna have UI Goku. It's gonna have Beast Gohan and Broly. It will have like probably 10 other characters featured as well, so it's not like your chances of pulling them is that high. That, and I think this banner also is like as good as this guy is, and I really do want him. This banner is probably not going to be that great because let me try to pull up SS4 Goku's banner real quick. Actually, here, I'm going to pause real quick and I'll come back when I have the banner up. Alright, so this is last year's Tanabata banner. As you can see, we had the new Goku and then, the 2 other featured units. And then we had, I don't know how many, so we have the banner unit also featured in it. So Dispo is also going to be on this banner. But, so other than those 4, you had another 4, 8, 12, 14, so in total 18 featured SSRs. So that's probably what's going to be the same thing on this banner. It's going to be like this guy, these 2, and then there's going to be another bunch of other characters featured. It's probably just going to be like a bunch of the tournament power LRs, so like probably like AGL UI, maybe Evo UI, or not Evo UI, I don't know why I said that. Evo Vegeta, and then it's like these guys is probably going to be on there again, and then it's just going to be a bunch of the Dokkan Fest from the Tournament of Power. I did not click that. And then as for the actual banner, this is what the banner was last year, so let's look at it. So last year, like, he was good. These 2 were still really good, but as for everybody else last year, like, these guys were still okay, but everyone else was kind of like these 2. They were kind of rough to be on these banners, and like these 2 as well. So I think what this banner is probably going to be mainly is going to be like this UI. It's going to be like AGL UI into Evo Vegeta, which is, it's good if you're a new player and you don't have those characters, because those characters are legitimately top 5 in the game once you ECA them. But for someone who's been playing for a while, you probably have a lot of those characters rainbowed or with dupes. So I feel like most people, they're going to be going into this banner hunting only this guy. I just hope Dispo, or not Dispo, I hope Topo is on this banner, which I feel like they really should, because if Part 2 LR is going to be a Jiren, people can use this banner to get this Dispo and get Topo, because I'm assuming Jiren's gonna be like, wanna be on Universe 11, pretty much. Dokkan event drops tonight. I guess we'll see how hard this event is. It probably won't be that hard, but I just remember the OG UI event was fairly difficult back in the day. Now this is also another interesting situation. So usually this Dokkan Fest banner confirms what the super EZA is for the celebration. Now I personally think in this situation it's just confirming that these guys are going to EZA, the Frieza and 17. But I have seen a bunch of people saying that there's a chance that MVP 17 might super EZA. I don't personally see it. I just think it's these guys are going to EZA the celebration, but I guess we'll see. We probably won't find out until like towards like the 15th, I say, like something like that. July 15th, or because I think like July 18th is when Part 2 LR will drop. Int LR 17 is EZing. This character is absolutely dumb, so it's gonna be fun having them actually be useful. We're getting EX part missions, or EX missions for, I don't know what event exactly, but these missions are always nice, makes awakening new characters faster. We're getting a sale. See how good that sale is. These items are refreshing because it's the end of the month. Elder Kai banner, yeah, Elder Kai banner ends on the 18th, so that's probably when the Part 2 LR will drop. This exchange thing, I guess we'll see tonight how good the selection is. I really hope it's just better than what it normally is, because it's always really bad. We're getting a Supreme Battle Spectacle, Universal Survival Saga stage. We're actually getting 4 stages tonight. 4 total stages. I think it's one against them, one against Gohan and Piccolo, one against 17 and 18, and then the last one is against Evo Vegeta. So Evo Vegeta already has 2 Supreme Battle Spectacles. So we'll see if this one's harder than the one before it. Bunch of the free-to-play units from this event are getting awakenings. We're also getting a new stage added to the God event, so this is going to be interesting. I used to love this event back in the day when it first came out, so we'll see what this new stage is all about. I wonder if it's going to be like a boss rush stage, like for the old Super Battle Road, where you go fight all of them one after another, but they're all better or stronger. New battlefield. Frieza's getting new missions. Actually, I think these already came out. Yeah, these already came out 2 days ago. And then all the events are up. And then we get new Super Battle Road stage, all these story events, and that's it for this part, for the Part 1 celebration. So overall, pretty beefy celebration. You have a bunch of stones, bunch of missions to do. I wish everybody luck on their summons. Now, if you only came for the news details, you could probably click off now if you don't want to listen to me yap about these characters now for probably the next 30 minutes. So I guess let's just start off with the big boy. Start off with the big boy himself. So, UI Goku, Universal Survival Saga, Entrusted Will, and Realm of Gods. That is already an insane leader skill, because it pretty much encapsulates the best characters in the game, like all of them. And then he gives the 200% to Reps Universe 7, Accelerated Battle, or Power of Revival. So on 12 key, he raises attack for 1 turn, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, and then he raises allies attack for 1 turn. And then on 18 key, he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, raises defense for 1 turn, and then he raises allies defense for 1 turn. Now the reason why this is important is they gave this to a UI Goku. UI Goku, like, characters, 99% of the time, they're going to go in slot 1 because they're dodge characters. So him having this is very nice, simply because he is going to be in slot 1 the majority of the time, so you'll be able to give these buffs to your other allies the majority of the time. So let's see. So he activates the intro animation when there's at least one other Survival Saga ally on the team. He gets 4 key, attacking demon 77% for 7 turns, and then he gets an additional 77% for 4 turns. Key 7, attacking defense 200%. So already, just right off rip, he has 354% attacking defense for the first 4 turns, I guess you could say. He has a great chance to dodge right away, just like that. He has a great chance to crit, just like that. He reduces damage by 15%, and for the very first hit I think he takes, he reduces it by an addition. So like his first hit that he'll take, the damage is reduced by 50%. So even if he gets caught on a super attack, I would assume with how high his defense is after supering and then this damage reduction right here, like he won't like get wiped, or like this is basically like an insurance policy, so that way that doesn't happen. And then after he does take a hit, he will guard against all attacks during the turn. So like I think, I'm not sure if guard would equate to more than the damage reduction, but it's still nice that because you know he loses his 35%, but then he'll get guard, so at least he gets something back. He performs an additional super guaranteed if he dodges an attack, so obviously put him in slot 1, dodges 1 attack, boom, that's an additional super attack, which means that's a buff for all your allies. And then you perform or if you put him in slot 2 or 3, he just has an additional attack that has a 70% to be a super in slot 2 or 3. And then now his active skill, this is basically his transformation. So he awakens, activates Domain Shining, Roll the Void. All superclass allies get 4 key for 3 turns. Now this is the part that kind of sucks, is his activation condition. It's able to be used from the 5th turn from first appearance. Now the best way to explain this is basically it's going to be his 3rd rotation, because this is the same condition that Broly has. So if you get him on turn 1, turn 1 is your first turn, turn 3 is your second turn, turn 5 would be your transformation turn. Now if you get him on turn 3, which is, you know, if he's in slot 7, you won't be able to get him until turn 9, I think, something like that, turn 9, turn 8. So that's the part that sucks mainly about this guy, I would say. I guess one way to offset that is run 2 of him, like, you know, run his team, and at least you'll have like 2 chance, like, you know, as long as, because if you just run 1 of him on a different team, if he gets locked in slot 7, then you will not probably see this active skill in most fights. But that's just probably my only nitpick with this guy. But other than that, when you do pop his active, he does get a domain. His domain is so stupid because he gives superclass allies and enemies attacking defense 15%. He disables enemy evasion canceling effects. So any fight that normally disables dodge, this domain will just disable it. And then on top of that, he'll give an extra 15% attack to allies who also belong in the Realm of Gods category. Just to show off a few of those characters that would get that 30% active skill buff. I don't know, this guy, these guys. I mean, like, even these guys, like, are probably gonna be shooting out insane numbers on his team. Yeah, he also, like, this might actually be his, like, best team, honestly, moving forward. Like, it's just dumb that he's giving that much, like, 30% domain buff to all these tournament characters. And, you know, that's not it, because we still have to talk about how stupid this guy is. So, 12 key, he gets 50% attacking defense, disable enemy guard. This is like me, not really like the biggest of deals. And then this is also the stupid part. On 18 key, 50% attacking defense, but he gives all allies 59% attack and defense for 1 turn. Oh my god, like, dude, he's giving that to everybody. Plus, the domain is just buffing everybody to begin. Like, it's just like, you get this guy's domain out, and your team becomes so juiced that, like, how do you die? Like, you have to just straight up put a unit on your team that is not good for the fight you're fighting, and that's probably the only way you'll die, is if they get caught. Because, like, how? Anyways, so you transform with him, attacking defense 300% start of turn. He gets 7 key, attack 59%, and guaranteed dodge, and he gives allies a chance to dodge 10% for the very first turn. So, very first turn you get him, he has guaranteed dodge, which, you know, you're going to put him in slot 1, so obviously. He gets 3 key, and a chance to perform crit, and a chance to evade 20% per attack performed. So, at least it's per attack and not per super attack, so that's good. He counters. This is like the biggest part about this guy. He counters with dodging. His very first turn, he has a guaranteed dodge. So you put him in slot 1, and he is countering on top of dodging. It's just like, when I first read this line, I was like, what am I reading? Anyways, so he still has his damage reduction. Now it's just a little bit better, 20% naturally, and then he gets 40% basically for the first hit. So very first hit that he will take, he's reducing it by 60%, which I can confidently say I think this guy's defense will be high enough to where with the 60% damage reduction, I think he will be able to live. But anyways, so, and then after he gets hit for the first time, he will get guard. He gets an additional attack, 91% chance to perform a crit and dodge, plus 20 if your HP is 50% or below. And then lastly, he gets a guaranteed additional at 24 key, which I'm just going to tell you guys right now, this guy pretty much lives at 24 key, because with his domain giving him key, with him getting like 12 key here, 7 key here, like, he lives at 24 key. And then, you know, he shares 7 out of 7 with this guy, which if we look here, that's another 7 key from Link, 72% attack, defense, and crit. So needless to say, this guy is probably the best unit in the game. At least, like, I want to confidently say, like, this guy, like, when you get this guy out, he is the best unit in the game. I'm not really sure if I want to quite say yet that, like, this guy by himself is the best unit in the game. I need to see him, I need to try to use him, and then we'll make that assumption. But I will say confidently, if you get UI Goku out with the domain and all that, he's just doing too much. He's doing way too much. So I will confidently say that he's the best unit. So let's see, his stats are, like pretty good for 55%, so that's good. Anyways, so that's the big boy out of the way. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dispo next. Now, Dispo is, hold on one second. Now, the reason why I think Dispo here is interesting, and why did I say it like that? Interesting, is he's a Universe 11 buff. And I saw some people were talking about, oh, I don't know if the Part 2 LR is going to be Jiren or Kefla. I feel like this guy being the banner unit soft confirms that it's Jiren, because they're trying to give Universe 11 buffs. Because they're probably going to have a condition for Jiren that if it's a full Universe 11 rotation or something, he becomes an absolute god. And, you know, Universe 11 right now is not the greatest team, obviously. Like, this guy's good. This guy is really good. They just need to easy A this guy. He'll probably be really good. And then this guy is also pretty good, I would say, on a full Universe 11 team. So we put Jiren on there. Like we'll still miss probably like one character. Like one character is gonna be weird on this team. That's probably like the last part. I don't really know what they would do to like give us that last good character. Like they could easy A her, I guess, make her like a absolute insane support, but we'll see. Anyways, where was Dispo? So Dispo, he gets defense for 1 turn and attack for 11 turns. The attack raise is 50% for 11 turns, so that is a lot. Just keep that in mind when you're gonna use this guy. Attacking defense 150%. Additional attacking defense 150% when performing a super. This is always good to have because this is multiplicative, so he will have pretty high stats. After performing a super, additional defense 150 until he gets hit for the turn. So his very first attack he'll take it pretty well, but if he takes another hit after that, it probably won't be a good thing. So he gets an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super, and then he gets another additional that has a 70% chance to super if there is another Universe 11, another Universe 11 ally attacking in the same turn, or if all allies attacking in the same turn are tournament participants category characters. So just based off that, he can super 4 times every turn, and again, every super is a 50% attack buff for 11 turns. Just keep that in mind. He gets a high chance to dodge, and then he gets 11% chance to crit and 11% chance to dodge every time he does a super attack. Now, I do think this dodge is separate from his high chance right here, so if he supers 4 times, he'll have the 50% chance to dodge, and then he'll have the, I guess, 44% chance to dodge as a separate proc. So hopefully that means that this guy will be dodging left and right. Yeah, there's not really much to say about this Dispo. He's a good character. He's nice to have that, on the off chance we get a new Universe 11 character, which I genuinely think the Carnival LR on part 2 is going to be Jiren. And then lastly, out of the big units, it's these guys. Now, these guys are also beyond stupid. Like, they just straight up made every single character in this celebration really stupid. So, the biggest thing about them is they give 100% attack for 1 turn, and then they raise allies attacking defense 30% for 1 turn. And then on 18 key, they give all allies attacking defense 30% for 2 turns and a crit chance of 7%. This is kind of like the Gamma 1 LR when you fully transform him. Although I think he just gives 50% defense for 2 turns, I think, is what he gives. But these guys give attack and defense for 2 turns. So it's like, keep in mind, you can have these guys doing this for 2 turns, and then you can have the UI Goku giving the buff for the 1 turn. So again, this team has so many like underlying buffs that won't be visible to everybody, but like it just try to remember that all these units do this. So attack and defense 170% for each ally in Reps of Universe 7 on the team. You get key, damage reduction, and crit chance. I would obviously say these guys are pretty much restricted to only Universe 7, so don't really try to use them anywhere else. Because also, if you have a full Universe 7 team pretty much, they will get another 70% attack and defense, and then 17% chance to crit and dodge. Or not dodge, and damage reduction. So basically, if you combine these two, they're going to have 52% damage reduction, 52% crit chance, and they're gonna have extra stats. If HP is 77% or below, they will randomly orb change. I don't know why it's once only. I feel like that's a bit weird, but oh well. They get another 77% attack and defense when HP is, or not HP, when the key meter is 17 or more. Another attack and defense 77% when key is 22, and then they'll also get an additional super. Like, we're already getting so many stats here. And then for every rainbow key sphere they obtain, they get key 3 from it, and then they give crit chance, key and attack and defense 70% for all allies. So the max you can probably get is like 4. So 4 will give everybody a 28% chance to crit. We'll give them 4 key, and then they'll give them a 28% chance, or 28% attack and defense to everybody if you give them 4 rainbow orbs. That and 4 rainbow orbs for them would mean 12 key, which I'm pretty sure that lands them at 24 key. Now these guys, you're not probably going to have them in slot 1, so you're not going to be able to put them in slot 1 and get like this and this for the entire rotation, but like I mainly see myself using these guys as a floater, which is fine because again, this buff is for 2 turns. So, and like they themselves are going to hit pretty damn hard. Keep in mind, I don't know if this defense counts for them, because it says all allies, so I don't really know if they get that defense. If they don't get that defense, then that means basically their start of turn defense, I think, will be their the defense that you'll see. And they do have an active skill, which is pretty nice. They give all allies key 7 for 1 turn. It can be activated when facing only one enemy with HP 60% or less. If there are 5 or more, damn, this is really restrictive. 5 or more reps seen with 7 allies on the team. Okay, so basically it's like, I don't know why they worded it like this. Pretty much this is just full reps of universe 17, 1 enemy, HP 50% or less. That's basically the best way to sound out their condition without making it sound really weird. But you know, they do share 5 out of 7 links with these guys, which I do think these guys are going to EZA in part 2. So these two as a rotation could be interesting. We'll see. Alright, and then last things last is we got a bunch of free-to-play units. I don't think these guys are going to be that interesting, but we'll just take a look at them real quick. 30% defense, medium chance to stun, attack and defense 160%. Oh, he does rainbow orb change, that's good. High chance to dodge. Additional attack with 60% to be a super when he obtains 1 rainbow sphere. Additional 160% when keys at 12, okay. For the turn per super attack performed. Oh, he also has counters after dodging. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. I guess they're just, this is like a new thing they're giving to units. Alright. I mean, this hit seems pretty decent for a free-to-play unit, so that's not bad. Champa, let's see. Oh boy, what the hell am I reading? Oh great, yeah, greatly raises attack for 1 turn, greatly lowers their own defense for 1 turn. And basically his entire passive is a chance, because you have a 70% chance for a 300, high chance for 400, medium chance for 500, and then a low chance of 600. So it's like, let's just think of it. If you get all, so if you get really lucky and you get all of these, he's going to have 1800 attack, 1800% attack. He gets 50% defense per key sphere, and then additional attack and defense. So yeah, so if you get all of these plus you get this, he'll have 2000% attack. Which, you know, that sounds crazy, but I mean, his attack stat's not that high, and it's like the chances of you getting all these to proc is you know, good luck with that. So yeah, this is probably the biggest definition of a glass cannon unit I've ever seen in Dokkan, because he has no defense and he lowers his own defense on super. Like, this is like almost like Devilman behavior or something. Alright, let's see. These guys, attack defense 1 turn, allies 30% for 1 turn, 50% attack defense per Namekian or Universe 6 ally on the team, additional attack defense when attacking, additional with 70% chance to be a super, there's another Universe 6, recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn when there's another Namekian ally, activate guard when all allies attacking the same turn are either Universe 6 or Namekian. Honestly, the main thing I see out of these guys is using them as a free-to-play unit with Namekians, like Namekian units. That's probably where I see myself using these ads. Other than that, I don't really see myself using these ads. Other than that, so okay, that's pretty much it for the video. We went through all the units. We went through the celebration details. I probably will not have my summons up until tomorrow, simply because the banner comes out pretty late tonight for me, and I have work the next day, and I don't want to. And it's also like if I record that late, I can't be loud. I can't be expressive, you know, as I like to call it. So I would like to record when I am able to be expressive. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna save our summons until tomorrow. Probably around like around this time, honestly, is when you can expect my summons tomorrow. Other than that, let me know what you guys think. This UI Goku is so dumb, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.